Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in this type of content, please do me a favor, give me a follow on Rumble and on YouTube. You can find exclusive content on Rumble already, and I will be moving a significant portion of the content that the algorithm flags over to Rumble soon, so I really do hope to see you there. The White House just announced its new program to convert vacant office buildings into apartments. As part of the effort, real estate developers, these are private companies, will receive $45 billion of federal funds to make this happen. Based on the official release, policymakers in cities including DC, New York, and San Francisco are taking action to revitalize their downtowns through commercial to residential conversions, including vacant offices, hotels, and other non-office commercial spaces. The White House stated that the goal of the initiative is to reduce the cost of housing as well as the cost of transportation, as the properties that they are targeting to convert are located in downtowns and central business districts. Commercial real estate is facing massive losses. It has been in trouble since 2020, but with trillions of dollars worth of commercial real estate loans maturing over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, this issue is now front and center. It cannot be ignored or downplayed any longer because, as many experts are saying, this is what's going to cause a massive bank crisis. There is an entire video on my channel where I go into the details of the looming major banking crisis as the result of commercial real estate experiencing a surge in vacancy rates. You will find that video below. The government just announced its newest initiative that many have already labeled a technical bailout to finance real estate developers. These are private multi-million-dollar companies in order to help them convert office buildings located close to municipal transportation hubs into rentals. So this is how it's going to work. Developers will be able to take out approximately $35 billion worth of extremely low-cost loans, effectively free money, available through the transportation department. In addition to these low-cost loans, so this is virtually free money, as I just said, there will be additional funding sources, unclear as to what those sources are at this point in time, as well as tax incentives. In addition to Department of Transportation funding, this initiative will give developers access to $10 billion in funds allocated to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development Community Development Block Grant Program. As part of this initiative, the federal government is expected to create a list of buildings that are located in urban downtown areas, and so then these properties will be sold to private developers to create even more work for them. According to Barclays, the federal government owns about 1,500 office buildings nationally. So, more likely than not, these government-owned buildings were initially purchased with your tax dollars. Well, now they will be handed over to private companies, and then government funds will be used to help them build out infrastructure that will not be free to those who truly need a roof over their head. So, what does that plan sound like to you? These renovations will take place primarily in Washington, D.C., in San Francisco, and New York. I have to say that commercial real estate is a ticking time bomb, and so are commercial real estate portfolios that are held by approximately 70% of small to mid-sized banks in the United States. The commercial real estate market is likely headed for a massive collapse due to high interest rates and declining property values. These property values are driven by the revenues that they generate. But because vacancy rates have been extremely high and are in fact permanent in nature, or so it appears at this point in time, there is no demand for them. And owners are losing money and property values are dropping. Vacancy rates are at 30-year highs in many American cities. For example, in New York City, the vacancy rate was 22.2% in the first quarter of this year. Office buildings in New York City, the largest commercial real estate market, have lost $76 billion in value from their most recent sale price. This is according to broker JLL. This is bad news for the $1.5 trillion of commercial real estate debt that, according to Morgan Stanley, is due before the end of 2025. Commercial debt, when it comes due, is typically refinanced. But refinancing it won't be easy. Roughly 25% of commercial properties are office buildings. Corporate tenants are cutting back or moving out. Over the next 4 years, commercial real estate properties must pay off debt maturities that will peak at $550 billion in 2027. So while we are in a housing crisis due to what some may consider a failing fiscal policy, we're just about to hit a banking crisis that is caused by collapsing commercial real estate. The latest government initiative to effectively bail out private real estate developers will likely do little to solve the problem. Rebuilding corporate structures into apartments is a lengthy process. In addition to that, the housing crisis is not exactly caused by a severe lack of housing units. It is caused by extremely high interest rates, by wages that have not kept up with the rates of inflation, and the growing economic pressure. Those are the main reasons that, if addressed appropriately, would likely do a lot more good than giving billions of dollars to private companies, to real estate developers, to help them create the infrastructure that they need in order to collect even more revenues for years to come. What is your take on the latest initiative? Leave me a comment below with your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Give it a like, share, and subscribe to my channels on Rumble and on YouTube. I highly encourage you to follow me on Rumble, and remember to find me on Substack for more weekly content. And I will see you in my new one tomorrow. Bye for now.